doesn't surprise me. Why am I still expecting a man to be on time or maybe show a little bit of respect for others? You know, I have been the head of human resources for Capital Wrestling long enough to know that you men are never going to learn any decency.
As usual, an astute and brilliant observation, Miss Vaughn, but maybe Mr. Terjanian has us waiting here for a reason.
You could just leave, and then I could read in peace.
Only articles by male columnists, I'm sure.
How do you not tire yourself out? Do you have batteries in that stupid hat of yours?
You know what?
Whatever the reason, we still must show deference to the owner of the company.
They are cowards, traitors, failures.
We don't want to hear about your family issues, bud.
You hush. How did you get in here anyway?
Dave and I rented the room.
I wrote down the confirmation number.
Please, would everyone please show Mr. Terjanian some respect?
As always, Zach, my dear head of talent relations, you are my most loyal and trusted advisor. No, Steve, the voice of our product. To answer your question, it is about the enemy within and without our borders. Those who look to destroy everything I've built here in the last 18 months.
Who do you mean, Mr. Terjanian?
I mean those agents of chaos who use the body politic and brawn to tear down the walls of our holy capital. Anthony Gangone, Johnny Rotten Ramirez, Mike Law, Killian McMurphy, Colby Carino, all of them trying to utilize everything I have built here at the Capitol against me.
Sir, what are you planning? What are you thinking? What kind of fallout could come from this?
There will be no fallout. What we must do is change the battlefield. And to that, you must produce a conflict, a problem, if need be, a war.
You want to produce a war. I'm not sure if you're aware, but women and girls face an ongoing war every day. And take a wild guess who enemy number one is.
Be careful, my dear, that's treason.
Dear? Did I hear you properly, Zachary? That you would use such an archaic, insulting, sexist term to
Hey! You can't fight in here. This is my boardroom.
Technically, it's mine and Steve's.
Enough. It's not a war. It's a different kind of offensive. It's a show, a spectacle, something larger than life.
Isn't that what we already do here, sir?
No, Zach, that's not what we do. You see, for the past 18 months, we have been masquerading as Capital Wrestling. Something with a ceiling. Something that's not me. And ever since I've taken over this company, fairly, I might add.
You cheated cards, man.
Fairly, I might add. Look at the growth. I brought us to two of the biggest platforms in comedy and combat sports, the Gas Digital Network and the Fight app.
F-I-T-E. F-I-T-E.
Winning in the ratings on the Fight Network in the UK, getting on television in Canada and the US, and being the standout show at Skankfest 2019. All the while, they are reaping the rewards.
All the while, great women have been cast aside. You know, Harry, some of us don't have all day to hear you bemoan about how hard it is to be a cisgendered male in an executive position of a company. It must be so hard for you. This is the most absurd meeting that I have ever been a part of. And friends, that's saying something.
How are you so strong?
You see, Zach, the reason Miss Vaughn is so strong is because she knows what she wants out of this war. She knows that it's not won in the ring or in the streets. No, she knows that it's won by one thing and one thing only: branding. Not one with chairs, doors, blood, and violence. It's one with a theme, a song, some visuals. We don't need to decimate all that lies in our paths, but simply to repair what we know is broken.
It's much easier to remove the debris than to tear everything down.
See, this is why you're my curator. I need a brand that evokes change. I need a brand that bellows that we are the starting point for the change in this industry. We are catalysts. Zach, you inform the Gang of Five, all the current Capital Wrestling champions, including the rightful champion, Homicide. Ms. Vaughn, you prepare all the necessary paperwork. Dave Lee, you contact the art department.
Can I get out of the corner now?
And Steve, why don't you find something useful to do for a change?
I do not support the work of imperialist stooges.
Have fun while you can, Steve, because this war will be won, and the results will be cataclysmic for our enemies.
You must be on stage when the curtain falls.
Initiate the reboot sequence. Capital Wrestling as we know it is dead.